So Chris, do you have us set up for 2 breakouts or one and leaving us in the main session on one?
That's up to you. Do you have the ability to do a breakout room?
I can.
Okay. So if you want to do a breakout room, I mean, a lot of it depends upon how many people come into the session. For the previous 2 sessions, we just stayed in the main room because there were only, 6 or 7 people.
Right.
But if you feel like you want to even break that up further, you would do the breakout rooms, and then you would want to make sure that you hit record.
Actually, it's not giving me that, but is that because it's on screen share right now?
Well, it's right now it's being automatically recorded.
Yeah, I don't have the breakout rooms.
Oh, the breakout room. Okay, so let me make you, let me see. Okay, I would have to create the breakout room then.
Yeah, so we're scheduled to have 15. So we'll see how that goes. If we do, then 2 breakouts would be awesome. If we don't, then, we can stay here. But I think if we're over 10, definitely we'll do 2.
In both of the last 2 sessions in this track, we were, around up to 10 as people came and left. And at least from my viewpoint, it worked pretty well without making those smaller groups.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Dan.
Actually, you know what I could do, Elizabeth, and make you host.
Uh-huh.
And then that way you can do the breakout rooms if you wanted to do that. So I'm going to make you host now. But if you can go ahead and sign me as co-host, that would be great.
Absolutely.
That way I can approve people as they come in.
There you go.
Thank you.
We have another minute left, so we'll get started in just a sec.
Start now, start now.
I know.
Start early, end early.
Freaks people out if they come in on time now.
Yeah.
They're going to get a cup of coffee and they're like, oh, I missed it.
Well, the Zoom has always been a bit of a challenge for me because I grew up with on time is late. So I typically get places at least 10 minutes early, and usually there's nothing to log into.
Yep. I sit there hanging out waiting for a host to enter the room.
I'm hoping you're in the right place.
Dad.
The super true statement. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Welcome, everyone. This is your 3rd session, and I hope you've had a great morning. I know for my breakouts, it's been really enjoyable and a lot of really good information coming out. So I hope the same for ours. Our session this time is how we can successfully engage our Rotary clubs with our inbound youth exchange. So by the 3rd session, you probably know the drill, right? We're going to go ahead and break out into 2 rooms for our group. And I'd like, when you get into your rooms, you're going to have, I'll be a facilitator for 1, and then Paige, who's actually logging on right now with Donna Getzenberger, I'll introduce Donna in a second. They'll be the facilitator for the 2nd. And if you could find someone who will take notes in chat and then be willing to report back, that would be awesome. And also someone who keeps track of the time. We're going to be in there for about 30 minutes. But please do your introductions in the beginning. I'd like to introduce Donna Getzenberger. And actually, I should introduce myself. I'm Elizabeth Mahoney. I'm the current district governor in District 5495. And that's in Arizona. Dan had a great suggestion when we do our intros, if we could actually say the location of our district, because we don't all know where those districts are, that would be great. I have been on the Youth Exchange Committee, a host mom, and my son has also gone outbound. So I'm really passionate about this topic. And I would like to introduce our Youth Exchange Committee Chair, Donna Getzenberger, and she's going to be the co-facilitator with her daughter, Paige, who was in outbound. Right, Paige? Yeah. Donna, say hi.
Good morning, everybody. As Elizabeth said, my name is Donna Getzenberger, District 5495 in Arizona, and I am the Youth Exchange Officer for our district.
So I'm going to go ahead and break us out into 2 rooms, and we'll see you guys back in 30 minutes. Have a great session. Click join when you see it, please.
I'm going to stay in the main room, Elizabeth, in case people join.
Okay, that's great, Chris. Thank you. Are you going to just not join, right?
That is correct. I found out the hard way yesterday when I was teaching. I had a student who was in the waiting room and I was in the breakout room with the rest of the class. So, oops.
No, oh, I got to move page to breakout 2, and then I'm going to join breakout 1. See you soon.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you, were you assigned to a breakout room?
No, it it said I was going into a breakout room, but then it switched and told me I was returning to the main session. So,
So is there a little, at the bottom, is there a little thing that says go to breakout room or back to breakout room?
oh yes. Should I just click that?
Click that and then
All
it
right.
should take you automatically there.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi.
Howdy.
So the people are in the breakout rooms at the moment, and I am staying here.
Okay. How many folks joined the session?
I think 12 or 13.
Okay. And so you put them all in one, they're all in one breakout session? Or did you do
No,
two?
no, they're in 2 breakout rooms.
Okay. Who are the facilitators? Elizabeth and?
Elizabeth, and she's got somebody, co-facilitator from her district, the youth service chair or the youth exchange chair for her district.
Okay. And who's in the other room?
So it's Elizabeth Mahoney is the person, and then the other, and I don't have the name, I apologize.
I'll jump in there. Will you put me in breakout room 2?
I actually can't do that because I'm not the I'm not the host. I'm a co-host.
Hmm.
Elizabeth is host.
Interesting. So there's, okay, but one of her partners or one of her people is in room 2?
Correct.
So you can let people in is all you can do. You can't assign them, and then it'll show she's potentially seeing people join in and is doing manually from that room.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay. So, all right. Well, it's working. It's working.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I'll keep popping around.
Okay.
Thank you, Chris.
One of the things they talked about on the last orientation before we got into this was that they maybe weren't going to do that last session. Anybody else have any info on that? Looks like people are coming back in though.
Yes, that's what I understood too. They weren't.
Hi,
they weren't gonna
everyone.
do that.
We're coming back. We're coming back in. So it looks like we have most everyone. Donna, do you have most everyone from your group? We're missing a few. We had some drop off maybe.
Oh, my bad. This is our small group getting back together.
Well, we're back in the main session. We should be. All right, well, welcome back for those that we have. Our group had really great dialogue. Donna, I'm sure the same for you and Paige. So which group would like to report out first on some of the best ideas that you guys had within your group?
Well, I'm happy to go.
Elizabeth? Well,
All
I
right.
said, Donna, I think I was charged by you to be the reporter. Is that true?
Oh, that's correct. I was the recorder. You were the reporter. Take over, Hal.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
read.
Hal.
I'm gonna read your notes. Actually, it's pretty easy to do that. So I think a lot of what our time was spent on was talking about how to, bring the inbounds into active participation. And we had a lively discussion about that and other things as well. But a few districts reported that they require of their clubs to have a schedule of inbound engagement, which would include not only attending club meetings on a regular basis, if possible, but also on projects, work projects, and recreational opportunities. The Rotarians in the club can bring to the student. Other districts also require that the club bring the inbound student to district assembly and of course to district conference, where the blue blazers or the blazers with all the bling on it make a heck of a statement about the value of Rotary Youth Exchange. A couple of districts have the youth exchange students at the district conference actually participate in and organize a breakout session or two for Rotarians who are milling around looking for something to do at the district conference between the plenary sessions. There are always breakout sessions, as you know, which could be on a variety of topics, but some districts are having youth exchange, even Interact and RILA. Organize and monitor and lead breakout sessions about their respective programs that they happen to be, involved in. My district is very good at that. We've done that for many, many years, and it has certainly engaged Rotarians, and it certainly engages the kids who love doing it. And so we really basically turned it over to them. There's the minimum adult supervision, but these are young adults, and they're sophisticated and smart and tech savvy, and they do a great job. I thought we had a great session led by Donna. Everybody participated, and I think we got a lot out of it.
Thank you, Hal. Appreciate it. It sounds like a lot of great stuff. So for our session, our reporter is Bill, but Hal, be prepared. We might come back to you for a couple specifics that you had from the beginning in terms of engagement, because we'll have a little bit of time. But go ahead, Bill, report out for our group.
My pleasure. We had a very active session as well, with a lot of great comments and input and questions and answers. One of the first things was talked about educating the host family candidates that it doesn't take a huge effort to host, and it isn't a huge financial burden. And that seems to have risen up, that the financial burden of the stipends and et cetera for the inbound students caused some clubs to hesitate. Later on in the conversation, there was conversation that some talked about where there are a lot of clubs geographically close that they could get together and share the responsibility of the inbound student, both financially and with the multiple host families. But one of the things that a club that wants to get involved or continue to engage in a robust way with inbound is find someone passionate within the club, passionate for youth exchange, passionate for the inbound students, to be a leader in that club, to keep the club engaged with inbound youth exchange, because clubs have over time had exchange students and they didn't have exchange students, and really need someone absolutely focused as a chairperson on the problem. Have the ROTECs, and we got that defined for us, ROTECs. Mark, I had that same question. Who are returning exchange students for the club to participate in club meetings and projects and socials. And it gives the membership a great exposure to the quality of these young people and the value and the benefit of their having visited other countries coming out of their club. And the same is obviously appropriate to the inbound students. I already talked about clubs that are vast geographically, having some challenges, but those areas, even in our district, Pat talked about 50-80, while we are 10 hours, you said, drive time from the northern point to the southern point, that in some areas, like where Pat is from, up in Vancouver, British Columbia area, there are little clusters of clubs, even in a big geographical area. And I know we have the same here in the Tri-City area of South Central Washington. So that sharing the responsibility, sharing the joy and the benefit of inbound students could go across several clubs, especially if they're smaller. We talked about one of the questions as Elizabeth asked us, do we have any questions? And it was how to get non-participating clubs engaged. Pat had mentioned we have 56 clubs in 50-80, and only 10 clubs participate in youth exchange inbound students. If I have that correctly, Pat, with the numbers, I mean, that's a fairly small number out of all those clubs. And one of the things was get the ROTECs, again, the return exchange students involved in club activities, from meetings to district meetings to social events and community service projects. And we all know community service projects and socials is where we really get to know each other the best. It was also mentioned that Rotarians need to be educated on the details of the youth exchange program, which drove a conversation about developing youth exchange marketing packages. Very positive outcome, I think, that the districts in the zones 26 and 27 would start collaborating, bringing all the great minds, marketing minds we know are available within these zones to put together a strong internal marketing package for inbound exchange students and outbound. I'm sure the outcome of that is going to be something very special. And then one member said one thing is to ask outbound families with outbound students to be asked to help recruit inbound host families. And one even said, if you don't, your student can't go out. So that might be a bit tough, but you've got to get the word spread out. The training materials that were talked about being developed were great. And I had asked the question, is there marketing material from RMI? That never really got answered, but I know how to get on the website, so I'll see if I can find it. So if anyone else from our breakout group has something to add, please do.
Bill, thank you so much. That was both groups, great feedback. I tried to put as much as I could in chat. We recorded the breakouts, and so I know that this will all be provided back to the groups. I know for youth exchange, we could talk about it all day. Like, I love youth exchange. And so a 40-minute session or 50-minute session is super tight to be able to collaborate on all these great ideas. But thank you guys so much. As much as we're all very Zoom fatigued, I think the beauty of this is that we have people all the way from British Columbia, California, Arizona. I mean, just the fact that our minds could come together this morning has been really fantastic. Paige, for those of you with Rotex, Paige is Rotex. she is an outbound, one of our outbound exchange students who has come home. And so thank you so much for joining us on this. And Donna, thanks for helping. But you guys, thanks for this morning. Have a great weekend. And I'm sure that there'll be a lot of follow-up to this great youth services session today. You guys have a great weekend. And if you want to stay on and chat, you're welcome. But for those that need to go, you can go.
Thanks.
Thank you guys.
Bye, everyone.